Hello, and thank you so much for dropping by this video. This is going to be a guided meditation or a guided practice in receiving divine healing energy. Now, some people may not believe in divine healing energy. That's okay. You don't have to believe in it. All that's needed is you need to be open to the possibility that such a thing exists, that there is a higher power beyond the material world, beyond what we call the laws of chemistry, biology, physics, that there is a power and a force that can literally reorganize, help, and heal. If you're open to that possibility and you're willing to, you could say, do an experiment, I believe you will find out for yourself, beyond belief, that this power exists and it can help and actually heal the body. I was an absolute skeptic and agnostic when I found this teaching, but I was open to the possibility that it was true. And it proved itself through multiple healings I experienced in my body. Okay, enough talking. Let's do it. Please sit with your legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor. Hands on your legs, palms facing upwards. Back in a relaxed, upright position, not stiff, but not slouched over either. Just a relaxed, upright position. And then please close your eyes. And take a moment and hand away, give away, separate yourself from all worries, burdens, and illnesses. You can put them in the hands of this higher power. Some people are comfortable with the word God. Some people use words such as spirit or source. Handing over your burdens and worries. Separating yourself from them. And then having the intention to receive this spiritual divine blessing, this healing energy. Ask to receive, intend to receive, and observe your body, having the will and intention to take in this goodness and let go of everything that's not good. If the mind wanders off, bring it back. Having the will to receive. Separating ourselves from the idea of illness or burden, literally putting it aside. Another way to think of it is, I no longer have that illness. I have a healing in progress. Taking in goodness, letting it replace everything not good, not harmonious. as if you're standing in the sunlight and you're drinking in the warmth, the goodness. If you notice pain or discomfort, please set aside the idea that something is wrong or you have an illness and take on the idea healing is happening. Coming back to the present moment, letting life be simple right now. We just have the will to receive the good and the will to let go of everything not good. taking this energy in with faith and trust that nothing is incurable. So all of us have different situations, things that are going on in our lives. Let's ask. Ask for blessing and for healing for individual circumstances, situations, people, animals. And let's ask for the highest or most beneficial outcome. And let's ask for ourselves for alignment with the divine. Let's ask for guidance, that throughout the day we seek to live by inspiration, being guided by the hand of God. So I'm going to share a few words. Please do continue to tune in, to stay connected. Bruno called it the divine transmission. He called it many things. It's a very poetic one, the divine transmission. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. I got to work on this light. It kind of gives me this weird shadow. Let's see if that's a little better. A little bit. Thank you for joining in. So someone yesterday, a friend of mine, shared something I found very interesting. She has a friend who had a spiritual awakening. And after that spiritual awakening, this friend of my friend of friend, said that she was able to see evil spirits and see how evil spirits were able to harm her and other people. And I also recently met someone who also had a spiritual awakening, and he summarized it like this. He said it was about discernment, that once after that awakening, he was able to see this energy of negativity, and he could tell when someone else was sort of operating from that negative place, or when the negative energy sort of took over, and he was able to see it in himself as well. So my friend said that she found it really hard to believe that she was able to believe that there was such a thing as evil spirits, but she couldn't believe that evil spirits could somehow harm us. So I'd like to share Bruno Groening's teaching on this topic. So I'm not a master, I'm not a guru. I cannot tell you what is true. I can only share my understanding of what Bruno Groening taught. What Bruno Groening taught on this topic was, hi, greetings, guten Tag, guten Abend from Germany, Mirtheo66, Mirthy66. So Bruno taught a very interesting perspective on this. He said that the human being is and remains divine. Yet, if the human being takes in evil, we human beings literally become a servant of evil. So how can both be true? How can the human being be divine and remain divine? And how can we become, when we take in evil, we become, as Bruno said, he said it very graphically, we become servants of the devil. How can both be true? Well, my understanding of what Bruno taught is that our essence is divine, that within our soul is where the spark of God lives, that God literally lives inside of each one of us. And that into this essence, no evil can enter. That part of ourselves cannot be tainted and remains pure. And he talks about this in the book, Powers of the Spirit by Alfred Haas. He said the soul is the receiving device. And as soon as it senses evil, it closes because it can't take evil into itself. So that's how the human being remains divine. But how does the human being become a servant of the devil, of evil? Well, according to Bruno Groening, this evil can come into our body. It can't go into our soul or to our spirit. And he said the human being is made up of a body, a soul, and a spirit. But it can impact the body. And in some way, when evil infects the body, the soul gets covered over, or that divine spark gets covered over. It doesn't get tainted, but literally, human beings are then, as Bruno said, man acts according to his thought. The thought moves the human being to deed. If we take in negative thoughts, then we must do negative deeds. As Bruno said, if you take in the evil, you're going to give out evil. So in some mystery, which I don't claim to fully understand, this power of evil is able to possess, control, you could say, the soul. It's not able to taint it, but it is able to lead us to do harmful things. To do, you could say, evil things, to harm ourselves, to harm other people, to harm nature. So for myself, this teaching has been so helpful to hold on to the faith and the belief that my essence is pure and that nothing can taint that. You could say there's a part of me that is completely safe, that cannot be harmed. Yet, to also recognize how evil operates, and that the way I think of it is that evil can take a person on a very unfun, harmful ride. All of us have done evil. Hopefully it's more of the small or medium and nothing horrific. But all of us, if we reflect, and again, it's not so much something to believe. Please don't believe what I'm saying, because Bruno didn't want us to blindly believe what he said. But when I reflect on my life, what I notice is, wow, I've done a lot of inharmonious, harmful things to myself and others. Some of them small, some of them medium, a few of them things that I feel deep, deep regret about and remorse. And of course, that's an expression like, what was I thinking? Or when someone does something really off or really harmful, it's like, what were you thinking? And that gets right to Bruno's teaching is if we take in negative thoughts, we're going to do negative things. I'm just reflecting on moments where I was angry or upset at someone and I said unkind things. And in hindsight, when I was back into peace, it literally felt like I was possessed. And not necessarily, uh, possessed by negativity. Not that not that like full possession of the devil, but like me, myself, my good heart was like covered over, and it was like I was just like, oh, I had the feeling like, oh, I have to be unkind. And of course, in the end, I didn't have to be, but it sure seemed that way. And so this teaching that this idea that my essence is good, nothing can change that. It's so beautiful and so reassuring. And this idea that, wow, if I take in evil or negativity, it's going to take me down a dark road. And I've experienced that, and I believe every human being has experienced that, of being taken over by negativity. How does that happen? Well, Bruno said we need to observe and discern every thought, whether it's a good thought or not. I share that teaching. I haven't been able to do it every thought all day long, but and it's a path of progress. Spending time every day reflecting, trying to develop more and more awareness and discernment of each thought. And as Bruno taught, at the end of each day, reflecting on the day and noticing when we took in evil and also noticing what went well. So let's take a little time and continue to take in the divine energy and reflect on this. Reflect on our inherent purity, our inherent goodness. And reflect on the fact, I call it a fact, that we can be taken over, that goodness can be covered over. And we can actually be compelled to act negatively once we've taken the negative in. So how to overcome this condition? So Bruno spoke a couple of things. One is to keep ourselves charged with this divine energy. when we're charged up, we're able to repel, be aware of, and repel negativity much easier. The other is, of course, to repent, to regret when we do harmful things or when we have done harmful things. Bruno once said, when the human being regrets, that's when God forgives. And when we have genuine remorse, it's almost like we've learned the lesson. Like, oh, that was harmful. Wow, I don't want to do that again. And in fact, Bruno said to make a firm determination to not do that again. And with the nighttime review, reviewing our day at the end of the day, that allows us to learn. Like, oh, that didn't go, I don't want to do that again. That was bumpy. Or, oh, what was I thinking in that moment? Or, oh, I wasn't kind to that person. The next time I see them, I want to go out of my way to be kind to them. All right, beautiful souls. Well, here in Florida, the day is just beginning. I now feel charged up with divine energy. I'm excited to, as they say, take on the day. I'm very, very grateful for everyone who joined in for this live. Very grateful for everyone who took some time today to literally clean up the planet through cleaning up themselves. And speaking of which, let's close with a minute of tuning in for everyone and everything here on this planet. Asking to please God, please shower Mother Earth with this energy, please, for everyone and everything that lives here on this divine earth. Let's expect that the good will prevail. That one day, all evil, all negativity will be cleansed from this planet. And let's believe that all negativity will be cleansed from us, that each one of us will come to a state of being where we can say things like Bruno Groening said. Bruno said, I am small, but my heart is pure. Only God lives there. Or as Bruno said, I am stronger than evil. So let's trust and believe that each one of us will one day get to the place where we can say such things, where we have risen above. Let's want the good and let's expect the good. And let's trust in the divine plan and the divine timing for the unfoldment of goodness in our lives and on this planet. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Murthy66, thank you for saying hello. I wish everyone a God-filled and God-guided day. Take care, beautifuls. Big love.